excuse Commissioner Summers. He had some meetings back in Washington, D.C., so we'll expect a full report for him on May 1st. So we'll go ahead and begin. I will offer our invocation, and then Mr. Lyons will lead us in the pledge. So, okay, thanks for being here. Our dear Heavenly Father, we're thankful for the opportunity to be here at this commission meeting today. We're thankful for this wonderful area that we live in, and for those that have went before us to make it the way it is. Please bless Commissioner Summers as he's away, that he'll have safe travels and that all will go well with his meetings. Please bless our servicemen and women and those that protect us both locally and abroad. Please watch over our families as we're away today, and please bless us in this meeting that we can make the decisions that will be the most benefit to the citizens of our county. And we say and ask for these things in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, everybody. Also wanted to recognize Mr. Dave out here. He's from Congressman Bishop's office, and always pleased when he's here. Thanks to Rob for what he's doing back there.
Yep.
So I have to call him Rob. If you call him Congressman, he gets upset. If you call him Senator, he'll hit you. So it's kind of like the enlisted. He says he works for a living. So, all right. Again, appreciate everybody being here, and entertain a motion on the minutes.
I will make a motion. We approve the April 3rd, 2019 minutes.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
This will be a little easier today,
Yeah.
or different. Okay. Any former agenda items or anything that we need to go over?
I don't have anything that I can think of.
I don't either. Okay. Let's see. Our 11:35. I think that was something that Commissioner Summers had. Do you know anything about that? Is this? It was a letter. Okay. Do you know who drafted this? Was it Bushman from Paiute?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. All right. Should we read that, or?
Yeah, we could do that. This is sent to Secretary Perdue. It said, this letter is Box Elder County's formal encouragement to proceed with the evaluating of Utah's roadless rule petition at the earliest possible date. Box Elder County is a rural subdivision in the state of Utah that is heavily impacted by forest health. Over the last several decades, we have experienced negative impacts from passive management and neglect from forest health. As a result, fuel loadings have increased dramatically in our national forest and have lost their resistance and resilience to fire. The healthy watersheds that marked national forest lands for the first 7 decades of the 20th century are a thing of the past. Several of Utah's counties have experienced catastrophic fires in the last 2 years, largely a result of passive management aimed at roadless recreation. The fires aren't the only issue. Flooding, erosion, and contamination of municipal drinking sources accompany the catastrophic fires. We are living through these problems. The governor's plan is well thought out, carefully balanced, and will restore the measures of the active forest management that we desperately need. We respectfully encourage you to proceed with all due haste in processing the state of Utah's roadless rule petition. As duty elected officials, we speak for the people of Box Elder County and assure you the vast majority of our constituents support this action. And it just goes on and leaves our phone number there. But yeah, so we're in support of that.
Just as a side note, one of the problems that we have is if these roads aren't designated properly and they aren't shown to be actual roads, we can lose them. And so right now, PLPCO, the Public Lands Policy for the state of Utah, is going around and they're interviewing folks that have experience with roads all over the state of Utah. They want people to be, I think it was at least 60 or 65 years old, so that they know that it goes back far enough that we can show that it's actually been used, consistent use or historical use. So if you do know of somebody that has this type of expertise on roads anywhere in the county, feel free to have them call in. We can get them in contact with PLPCO. They can arrange a time to be interviewed, and we can get that on there so that we can keep, the access to these public lands and this property out there. So,
Yeah.
anyway, a little background.
I'd make a motion, do we need to do a motion to sign the letter? Okay, I'll make a motion, we sign the letter of support for the Utah roadless rules.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Very good. Thank you. We're tabling 1137 till we get some additional information from the Utah Association of Counties. And 1139, our 15 MOUs, we'll hang off on that for a little bit. We'll get her done. 1144, Community Wildlife Protection Plan. Spencer Newman and Corey Barton.
They pulled this one.
Oh.
Well, we're moving
Corey
right
was able to
along.
be-
All right, folks. If anybody has anywhere to be at lunch at noon, we're going to get you there today. Okay, Billing Dusty. Is this still on the agenda? Come on up.
Going once, going twice.
We'd like to discuss the possible closure of the Spiral Jetty Road for the May 10th Golden Spike anniversary event that's going to be taking place out there. In talks with the Sheriff's Office and Dusty with the Utah Fire and Forestry, who's they're the main responsibility out there around the Spike and the Spiral Jetty area. But as far as being able to handle the amount of people that's going to be going out there for the event and then trying to tag that in with the traffic that's going to be passing through the site, we're also going to be wanting to close the road down at the Golden Spike Monument right at the Visitor Center site to limit access from that point. So we would call out the closure there at the Golden Spike Monument going out to the southwest to the Spiral Jetty.
And we'll still leave it open for the ranchers and
For
stuff
residents,
in that area. My intent is on May 10th is we'll have a full closure. The 11th and the 12th, we'll monitor and see what we need to do. I'm also working with DNR for our own LEOs to come and assist with that so that I don't strap Kevin with everything.
I'm getting a smile and a nod from back there. That was one of our concerns. There's going to be a lot of folks in the county that day, so that'll be great. So how would you close it? Would it just be with temporary barricades and then you would have somebody posted there?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that we're looking at also having to haul out some jersey barriers for security and safety, the cement concrete barriers that we're going to be putting out there around the Spike area on both sides. So we'll be limiting access to some of the vehicles in certain areas. We'd also like to be able to talk amongst ourselves between Dusty, put him in charge as far as the days following the event from probably May 9th through the 13th, that if we need to impose any other restrictions or closures for that roadway, that Dusty would be able to make that decision once he discusses it with the Sheriff's Office and myself, that they'd be able to impose any restrictions if we do get rain and we want to limit access the day after to, say, large RVs or vehicles of that manner, that we'd have that availability to impose that if we need to for safety, not only for people, but the roadway and the jetty itself.
And respect the personal property that's down that way as well.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I know Spike 150, that was one of the things, they were trying to promote a lot of locations around the site, and Spiral Jetty was actually right on the top of their list. And we asked them if they would at least move that down so it's the middle or towards the bottom, just because we were going to have the closure on the day of. But we still want to promote it so that people can come out and enjoy it. It's not equipped to handle that many people.
It's definitely not, and from our
Not that
agency, with
day.
Forestry Fire State Lands, right now, we're actually working on putting some porta potties out there. I mean, with the anticipation that we might be able to let some people go down, but it's gonna have to be monitored very strictly. I'm worried about tour buses and stuff getting in there and nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, nowhere to get turned around.
Yeah,
We do have a
that-
small
that'd be a problem.
parking lot, but it wouldn't take too many vehicles to make a traffic jam in that location.
Yeah.
Well, and like you mentioned with the recent weather that we've had, obviously we're still 2 or 3 weeks away, but you get this kind of precipitation out there, and then you get all sorts of vehicles stuck and they can't turn around. So, okay. I'm okay with that. The only thing I would ask is if something does happen, drop us a text or an email as well, and then we can try to get it out there on social media and let people know so that we can head off as many. We'd rather have them find out before they hit the barrier. So,
I'd make a motion, we approve the road closure for the spiral jetty on May 10th, along with the options of the 11th and 12th, depending on the circumstances.
I'll second that. Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Okay,
guys.
thanks, you guys.
You're still here, Beryl.
Yeah, we've
All
got
right.
a few other things that we need to cover today.
Thanks, Dusty.
Yeah, thanks, Dusty.
Yeah, let's go ahead and move on to our asphalt.
Are we at 11:50 yet, as far as
Yep.
time?
Oh,
We're close.
well, we're
Need to do it right at
7
11:50.
minutes away.
Why don't we skip ahead and let's do the gravel pit contract instead?
We
We
can
can-
do that.
Yeah.
Roger Nelson. So Roger Nelson is a small pit location that is on the south end of Hansel Valley. It is our same format that we've used for several other gravel pits throughout the years. No changes to it. The amount of royalty that the county would be paying is 75 cents per ton on that pit location.
This is the same type of contract that you've used out there in Bothwell area and different things in the past.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to weigh in on that a little bit. It wasn't submitted for our review prior to it being signed by the other parties. Steve reviewed those. There are several minor errors that need to be corrected, and so if you're willing to do it, probably ought to be subject
Subject to changes
to
of
changes that
your
Steve
office.
made, and then we can either redo it, have them sign it again, or they can initial those changes and then we can sign it. But
Okay.
mostly syntax, those kinds of things, as
All right.
opposed to substantive changes, but we need to get that straightened out.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, because, obviously it looks like Roger's okay with this because he's already signed it, so.
Yeah.
All right.
I make a motion, we approve the gravel lease agreement pending the changes and approval on the county attorney's office.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Very good. Let's see, when do you anticipate using that or being out there with your guys in the pit? How quick would it be?
We have used a little bit of gravel out of it. We had a prior easement with him, or a lease with him that we wanted to renew. So we ended up using it when we had all the flooding that was occurring, 2 months ago. We probably might do some later this fall. We just thought it would be a good idea to renew the
Have
lease
it current?
and get a current lease with him and make the amount more accurate to what we're paying on other leases.
What's that?
I think I'm good signing it here and then just have the
We probably,
lessor initial the changes, or would it be better to
I
wait?
have copies, and I don't know, Steve could probably email them over to you. I think ideally what we would want to do is have you sign the changed copy, and then send it back over for their initials.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
Let me redo my motion because I didn't include the contract number. So I'd make a motion that we approve contract 19-26, gravel pit lease agreement pending approval with the county attorney's office.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then if we
Okay.
just hold off, let's get with Steve and
Okay.
we'll get those changes
Okay.
made and send it, either a new copy or send it over for their initials with the changes.
Yeah, Chrissy, Jessie, once you see those come over from the county attorney's office, if you just want to give me a call, I'll just pop in, and since we've already approved it, I can just go ahead and sign those amendments and we'll be good to go. So, okay. All right. We are at 11:46.
No, we're at the 12:10.
Well, 11:46 time-wise. Do we need to
yeah.
wait until 11:50 to open that bid?
I think we're close enough that we could probably do
Are we?
it.
Okay.
All the,
Oh, have you got something? You know what? We'll do a few PAs quick.
okay. Or we can do the other gravel pit if you want to do
Say,
it.
do you want to
Yeah, let's do that one.
Okay,
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do the other gravel pit, and then we'll just
okay.
be done.
The other gravel pit contract is for the Kelly Walker gravel pit location. It is located just off the Portage exit. So on the west side of I-15 off the Portage exit, next to the frontage road. The amount on this gravel contract is going to be 75 cents a ton, the same as the Nielsen contract. No, I take that back. It is $1 a ton. That is a little bit higher where it is in the valley along the east side of the county. The royalty payments are much higher along this side. It will save us a considerable amount of money on the Portage project, 8800 west, of rebuilding that roadway, of having such a close location to utilize this historical pit that the county has drawn out of before to do projects. So that is that contract.
Okay.
And we would just ask you to pass the subject of those same issues. Steve has made some edits, and we'd like those approved.
On this one as well? Okay. All right. Very good. So I'm assuming that the verbiage is identical on this, just a couple of tweaks, and then the only other change would be the royalty would be $1 on this one versus 75 cents on the other.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Well, I'll make a motion that we approve the Walker gravel pit contract 19-27 pending the county attorney's office approval.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, very good. I'll pass this one back,
Okay.
and then let me give all these back to you, Bill.
Oh.
Then we won't have extra copies floating around.
And those are for you when you get a chance.
$11.48. We close enough?
I think so. I think
Okay.
we have all the people here from the asphalt oil companies.
Let's
that
do
are
it.
Going to attend, so I think we'll get after it and start opening. The first bid that I'm going to open is from Mountain States Asphalt Incorporated. The first item on the bid is for 1,100 tons of LMCRS. I gave a unit price of $440 per ton.
This is Mountain States?
This is Mountain States.
Okay.
The second item is 260 tons of CSS1, 1-to-1. They give a bid price of $243. The next item is 70 tons of MC800, and they gave a bid price of $775 per ton. And they have a freight cost of $35 per ton, and no bid on the other items. The next bid is from Idaho Asphalt. Let's see.
Is that ASI?
Idaho Asphalt Supply?
Is that listed as ASI on the bid sheet? for
No.
This one?
No, it is a different one. Idaho Asphalt Supply out of Blackfoot, Idaho, on the 1,100 tons of LMCRS, no bid. 260 tons of CSS1, no bid. 70 tons of MC800, they bid $601. And they bid, as far as freight cost on that MC800, of $34.30. And no bid on the other items. The next bid is from Peak Asphalt out of Woods Cross, Utah. Peak Asphalt is bidding on the 1,100 tons of LMCRS, $412 per ton. On the 260 tons of CSS1 1-to-1, they are at $265 per ton. No bid on the other items. On freight costs, they are at $34 per ton. Let's see. I would think this is ASI. There's no, on the cover of it, there's no markings, but I think it is ASI. So the final bid is from ASI Asphalt Systems Incorporated. On the specialty items, which is a rejuvenating fog seal spray, a GSB 88, they are $658 per ton. On the pass rejuvenating chip oil, they are $1,070 per ton. And the transportation freight cost is $30 per ton. And that is our last bid. I would like time to go over these bids and get a little finer tune into the freight and demurrage charges that we might incur, and some of the requirements as far as when they're going to be able to deliver, any kind of cost component that we can take a look at like that, and come back at our next meeting and award these bids.
Okay. And then typically, what, if I remember right from what we've done in the past, obviously a couple of these that are the, you know, the chipping and kind of the specialty, you only have the one bid, and so it's kind of a really a sole source.
Correct.
But then on the other ones, you've actually split those in the past, haven't you? So if somebody came in lower on the LMCRS, it went to that entity, and then the other ones went out.
Correct.
So it's not an all or nothing.
No, it's not
Okay.
an all or nothing. We have the right to split up those products and
Okay.
take one from one supplier and the other from the other.
Very good.
Okay.
Thanks, Bill.
Yeah,
Thanks for your work on
thank you,
that.
Bill.
Is that seriously it?
You got the warrant register
Wow.
signed?
No. Nothing from the county attorney's office today?
And I'm not real tempted to make something up.
We appreciate that. Steve might lose his job if you keep having us in short meetings like this.
I'm doing the best I can. To keep him short, not to make Steve lose his job.
No.
He'll be glad to hear that.
Well, thanks, everybody.
Yep.
Maybe we'll just leave Stan in DC. 25 minutes? Did you get that on the record, Jessie? That we'll just leave Stan in DC if we can do 25-minute meetings? Sure. Okay. He might be watching us on YouTube right now, so.
I don't think so. He's not tech savvy.
Have you noticed how much abuse he takes when he's not here?
He dishes it out. He dishes it out as much as he gets it. There you go.
So no closed session?
No, I don't
All
think
right.
so.
On there
You really
just-
letting us out of here without a closed session, Jenica? Thank you.
Great. I got somewhere I need to be.
Well, good. I'm going to head to Salt Lake.
That it?
He's out there. Okay.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
What happens if I don't second that?
Then we stay in here indefinitely.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, you guys.